Hello and thanks for joining me. It's Simon again here from AVAGO Designs. I hope you've all had a lovely new year and I've enjoyed the time with your family. Thank you for joining me today anyway. First, I'd just like to say, if you can subscribe to the actual YouTube channel, you'll always get your notifications then when we are going to do a show and we'll go live. So just hit that bell and we can make sure that's all right for you. So the first demonstration I'm going to show you today is going to be using 4 products that we have selected. So I'll just hold these up before I show you the card itself. So I'm going to be using the DINOSAUR stamp set, that one there with the big one on. And then I chose from some of Tony's work, the new floral banners. Oop, I'll just move that from the light. Floral banner sentiment ones there. And then this lovely background stamp, a bit glossy. So they're the actual main things I'm going to be using to construct this card. And what I did is, by putting them together, I've come up with this design. So you can see there. So really easy card, comes together well. It's all in green tones, but I think you'll agree it's a really nice card. So let's get started. I'll show you how to make this card. Let's put that to one side. So I'm just going to get the stamping platform. So because the area of card I'm using is going to be bigger than the actual stamp, I'm going to do this in 2 halves. So the easiest way to do this is pop this overlapping one side, magnet on. And first of all, I'm going to use the lighter colour, which is Twisted Citron, and then I've also got the Modelone to give a different tone to that. So let's pick that up. And it really doesn't matter if you miss any areas of the stamp with this, because it's just going to give you a lovely background effect that'll pull this card together. So give that a nice liberal stamp. Make sure that's pressed down well. So I quite like this patchiness, because I'm doing it on watercoloured card as well. It gives you that effect, so it gives a little bit more texture really. I'm just going to swing that around. Move that up as much as I can. I'm just going to press this one down. Because it's a new year as well, I think we should have a giveaway. So at the end of the show, if you want to put a comment in the actual box at the end, I'll get a prize for you. I'll show you the prize at the end as well, and we'll get a winner selected for next week. So just in case I forget to mention it, I will try and do it at the end of the show as well, but we will have a giveaway. New year, new products, and then see what you can come up with as well. So you can see on that one, I've done a lovely background with that lime green. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn this stamp the opposite way around. And we're just going to go in now with that darker colour, which is the Modelone. And that's going to give a little bit of contrast and a little bit more layer to this. And just position that a little bit better. You can see it's like the leaves then gives a different perspective. So you've got the lighter on the dark tones there, which really work well. So you've got the darker green and then the other one's going in the opposite direction. So I'm just going to flip this card around now and do the other side. These distress oxides as well leave quite a lot of residue on the stamp, so you can sometimes get a second pressing anyway. But I'm just going to go in again, but it's just not as dark as I'd like. So I'll give that a there you go, and that's our background done. So as you can see, you've got a really nice, easy background using those products. You've got the light and the dark shades in there. It's really quick and easy to do, and I'm sure if you've got a stamp at home that's got quite a large spread out pattern, it'd work the same for you. So I'm going to pop that to one side just to be drying. Let's get rid of that stamp for now. And then let's bring in some more stamping card. going to trim that down a little bit so it don't fit on the actual. Okay, so now what we're going to do is stamp as elements that we need to use. So I've got my dinosaur stamp, so I'm going to put that on there. I've also got the floral banners. I've got all 3 circles in that one, and then I've got the longer one there. It's nice to see so many of you being able to join us as well. I will try and keep up with your comments as well, so if you've got any questions, ask me as well, and I will try and keep up with you. Oh, thank you for that. Fill bags, beautiful background. It's really easy, isn't it? You could easily do it in different colour tones as well, like 2 shades of pink or purple. Give it a different kind of effect. So I've put all my stamps on in one go. I'm just going to use some black VersaFine ink now. We'll link them all up in one go as well. That's the beauty of your stamping press. If it's not right, we can always go back and catch the areas we've missed. And we'll give that a good press down. So I'm just going to do a little bit more on the dinosaur, just to get those details back in. And I'm happy with that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to get a sentiment for this. So I might as well stamp it while we've got it in position. So let's use Beautiful for this one. Right way up might help. So Christine says she's going to check and see if she's got those green colours. I'm sure it'd work with any green colours. As long as you've got a contrast, a light and a dark, I think you'll be absolutely fine. The technique will work for you. I think I've done it in pinks as well in the past, and that looks quite nice. Like a deep fuchsia and a light pink. So move them over there. So I'm going to pick this beautiful sentiment stamp up now. And we're just going to print that within that border. Give that a nice press down. Let's do that one more time so I can make sure it's really bold and black. There you go, I'm happy with that. So as you can see, I've stamped all of the actual images in one go. Makes it a little bit easier, and it also means when we're watercolouring, we've got one page we're working on rather than scraps of paper everywhere, so I prefer to do it this way. So we're going to now watercolour these images and get a little bit of colour into them. So I'm going to move my stamping press. Bring my watercolours in. So Christine's got pink and purples. You have to give it a go then. If you've got the dinosaur stamps as well, you could try and make a card and post it onto the page so I can have a look. When is your next stamps? Oh, soon. Soon. Very soon. It's all coming together nice. There's some nice treats coming up for you all. If you subscribe to the page though, any updates to new stock, I will keep you informed about. But they definitely will be out in January. That's a guarantee. I wonder what they are though. I wonder if anybody can guess. We've had dinosaurs. I wonder what's next. So I've just made up like a green wash now. And all I'm going to do is just fill in these leaf areas. Not going to be too precise. I just want to give it a little bit of colour. There we go. just going to go in with a slightly darker green now. And I'm just going to put some of that darker green down one edge of these leaves, and that'll just give a little bit more depth then. What stamps would you like to see me do next anyway? I hope you enjoyed the dinosaurs, but what kind of things would you like to see? You could have put that in the comments as well. It gives me ideas for the future to investigate. And same again, I'm just going to just put some of this green onto all these areas. Not being too accurate, so I know that we're going to be die cutting this in a second. So same as before, put that light green down just to give it colour. And I'm going to go in with the darker green just to pick up on some depth. So Kirsty says, Simon, we need a hint now, you have teased. Well, let's have a think what we can say. The dinosaurs definitely don't live there. Cheeky chappy. Oh, Deborah says sharks and dragons, that's good. Good idea that actually. Just filling in these little green areas. Just going to turn that around. I'm just going to go in with a little bit more depth on this green one. And then let's watercolour our dinosaur. I'll turn him the right way around so you can also see him. It's such a happy chappy, this one. I'm sure he's a vegan or a vegetarian, so he just seems like he wants to eat leaves. So he's got a big grin on his face as well. Oh, there's loads of ideas coming now. Seahorses, fairies, dragons, woodland fairies. I wonder if anybody will be correct. So I'm just quickly giving a wash over this dinosaur. You could do this with the alcohol markers as well, but I just find watercolours a little bit faster when I'm trying to pull a card together to show you. So I'm going to use that darker green now around his tummy. I'm just going to use a slightly watered down version of that dart just to highlight where the shadows would be, and then that will dry in. Okay, so I'm happy with that. So what I'm going to do now is die cut these out, so we've got all those items together ready to put this card together. Now because it's slightly wet, I'm just going to quickly blast it with a heat gun, so sorry if it's a little bit noisy for a second. There we go, just move that to one side. Polar bears, that's a good idea. Cave person, is that being political? So I've got all my dies here that correspond to those that we've stamped. And because I don't want these to slip, I'm going to use a bit of washi tape to secure them. You'll have to keep an eye on my Facebook, because I'm sure I'll be able to put some sneaky peeks on there over the next couple of weeks. I will also do a Facebook Live as well from Crafty Towers, aka my dining room. And I'm sure when we get to launch them, we can run through them all then, so hopefully you can join me for that. And like I say, if you subscribe to my page, you'll get the notifications when I post something, so it just means that you're informed then, really. I say these dies are really good, they locate really easily. I'll just put that one in. So Kirsty says, has anyone guessed right? Not that I've seen, but there has been lots of comments, because there's lots of you on. But well, I've got you all thinking now, I know. Margaret says, how about orangutans? I hope I've not made you think of that, Margaret, if I'm honest. We'll just die cut all those out. Just get these bits out now. It will be worth the wait though, I'll tell you that. I've had some really nice feedback. I've had lots of lovely feedback about the dinosaurs actually, which I'm glad you've all really liked. But I know some people have seen the new ranges, and I'm really excited for this year. I think it's going to be really good for AVAGO Inc. I think it's going to put us out there more, which is good. So I've just got all my components there now. And what we're going to do, I'm going to bring this back in. I'm just going to make sure it's dried. Yeah, it has. That's good. And I've got like a darker green colour. I chose this because I think it just takes out, well, contrasts as well with these other green colours that we've used. So it just gives it a bit of a border as well. So I'm just going to simply mat and layer that onto there. So I'll just get my, I'm going to use my tape runner for this. And it should fit this because I've done a bit of a blue Peter and had some made earlier. There you go. So I'm quite happy with that. What I've got is some lovely green ribbon. And what I want to do is I'm going to thread these two onto the green ribbon, so we've got a little bit of a detail at the bottom. So I'm going to put one there, and we're going to put one there. I want to thread the ribbon through that one like that one, and then under that one. And the reason I'm doing it this way is so that afterwards, when we put the sentiment on this card, we can position these where we need to, so that we don't fix them in place now. So I'm going to turn this over. I'm going to secure that bit of ribbon first. I'm just going to use a bit of double-sided for this, so it holds the ribbon well. Patricia says she finds it difficult to get card in 9 shades of green. I think I just bought a green pad off the internet, so it had like 10 shades in it. It's I've got to say it's been a godsend for doing dinosaur cards, because a lot of them are green or shrubbery based. So I think I've used quite a bit of, I think Tony does some glitter card in different greens as well. So I'll try and find that information out and put a link onto the Facebook page. Right, so secured one side. I'm just going to bring this back over. So I'm going to wrap it that way now. Oop. And I'm going to take it back. I'm going to pass it back through. Same as before, just so that we can keep those items moving if we need to. And then flip that over. And we'll secure that there. I'll trim off what we don't need. And I'm just going to put some double-sided down both sides of this card now. Just get this backing off. Oh, I can never get this tape to play sometimes. There you go. So that's both of those off. And I've got a nice top fold card here, so let's just get that stuck down now onto there. I'm happy with that. So this is going to be my main element. I want to put this up here before I secure any of this down, and then I've got a bit of time to manoeuvre with that one. So I'm going to simply use sticky pads on these larger areas. And then we'll just trim one of them a little bit smaller, just to support that very top bud. And that can go up there. So keeping my circle central, I'm just making that as nice as possible. And then I don't want this bit raised up, so what I'm going to do is actually glue this flat to actual card, and then it'll give us a nice base to put the dinosaur on in a second. So I'm just going to literally put a dab of glue just under here. There we go. And the dinosaur can have some sticky pads. Yeah, it's just gives you a bit more time to play around with it, Kirsty. If you commit to the bottom area, then you sometimes don't get the top area to fit correctly. It looks a little bit complicated. Right. So I'm going to put my dinosaur here, walking into this kind of like circle. You can see. And these bits, I'm going to put some sticky pads on my sentiment first. Oop. Right, so if I'm going to put the sentiment there, then I've got time to position this where I want it. So I think I'm going to pull it out a bit, and I think I'm going to go for that one there. So I can put a little bud under that, keep that there. And then we'll do the same with this one. Like I say, we can use that again as a gauge. So I'm happy with that. Not bothered about these bits because we don't need to stick them down, because this is going to go over the top. There we go. I'll just clean all these areas away a second. Tidy as I go along. And then what I did to finish this off is I just put some green stickles. This one's called Shamrock. It's the greenest one I had, and I'm just going to put some little glittery blobs in the centre of these swirls. And then some onto these. Just to give it a bit of sparkle, really. Right, and that's our card completed, so I'll just stand up for you all to have a look at. As you can see there, it's really effective, really nice in them green tones. It's got a bit of ribbon in there, it's pulling together all the different stamp collections I got. And you could easily do this, and you don't even need to put the dinosaur in. Just a really nice simple card. Thank you, Sarah, for that. It's a bit different, isn't it? It's a bit different for me because I'm not very flowery, but it's a new year, let's all have a go at something new. So that's that one finished then. So I've got another one to show you now, a demonstration. I'll just put them to that side to be drying. And I'll just quickly get set up for the next demonstration. It'll be just 2 seconds. And here's this next one. So this is quite a fun card, a little bit bright. This is right up my alley. This is all bright colours, primary colours. And this one's going to be used in alcohol marker, so it's a little bit more vibrant, using a different technique as well. So who's that? Oh, Lynn M. She says, I love the ribbon detail on the previous card. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? I'm not really one for bows or anything like that, so let's get started on this one then. So this is a really simple one. This is using one of the new dies that Tony's just launched. I do forget the name of it, I do apologise. So I'm sure I can find the details, I'll post it later if anybody's interested. But it has a lovely die in there for like a film strip, and you can see got all the cutouts. So I'm going to be using this as the main of the card really. So I'm going to cut out 2 of these in black. And I've got my card already. Just pop that one through. So Patricia says, you want me getting flowers in my new stamp sets? Well, never say never. There is actually a few flowers in the next stamp set. Yes, there is actually, thinking about it. Just get this off there. I'm going to cut another one of this one out. I think we've got the details for that die set. I'll just let that finish cutting first though. So I've got 2 of those. And I need to cut 2 in white as well. Yeah, so this film strip die set, I can't remember what comes in it. You get this one, and I'm sure you get a smaller one as well. But it's called Smile for the Camera. And if you need the code for it, that's 701604. I don't have any other information on price on that, but if you go to the website and search for either Smile for a Camera or 701604. It'll come up with the details for you. I will try and post a link on the AVAGO page as well if you want to have a look for that. So I'm now just going to cut this twice in white as well. So somebody said, is the new set from the jungle? No. It's not from the jungle. Just get rid of all these bits. Let's pop that through. There we go. So what I've done is I've cut out two black versions of this, which I'm just going to get my pokey tool, if I can remember where I put it. Nope, let me just give it a shake down here. Here we go. So it just helps with getting these out a little bit faster. You could leave these bits in, but because I'm using some holographic card, it just shines through if you take them all out. The same on this bit. Okay, so what we want to do is stick this onto the holographic foil just so we've got a nice border going through these holes. It'll give us a bit of an edge as well, so I'm just going to start off by getting this to glue down before I do the second bit. So we all have a different technique for gluing, but when it's intricate I prefer to do it this way. Just picks up a bit of glue on all them little bits. And pop that right to the edge of my card and just let that sit down a second. Alright, and do the same for the other one. Yeah, if you are delicate with your skin or you've got any allergies, don't use your hand as a palette. Just for speed, when I'm showing you, it's a little bit easier. If I'm at home, I sometimes use like a saucer. I put it onto there and just dip it into the saucer. Nearly there. Ooh. Okay, so we'll do the same for the other one. And we're going to butt that straight up to the other piece because they do line up and they continue really well. Just going to let that glue down a second. Okay, so I've got my paper trimmer now. What I'm going to do with this, I'm just going to just trim off this excess holographic card. And don't forget, guys, as well, we're having that giveaway, so make sure you put a comment on the Facebook link or on the notes on here afterwards, and we can then pick a winner for next week, and I'll let you know who's won next week. So there you go. Let's move that trimmer out of the way a second. As you can see by that, I've got a nice strip now, holographic. Try not to dazzle you with the cameras too much, but you can see it just picks out all these holes and gives them a little bit more attention. And it joins up really well in the middle. You won't really tell there's a join. And what we're going to do now is we're going to use the white bits that we cut out to actually give cameos to each of these holes. So let me just get my stamping block for this one. I brought the dinosaurs down for the day, so they're all here. I have found this better to do on a block as well. Let's get a piece of card. So all we're going to do is make sure we ink up the stamp well. And we're just going to stamp across the image so you've got a part of the head showing really. There we go, that's one. Change to a different dinosaur. That's number 2. Yep. It's just not sticking to my stamp. Let me just... Okay, that's going there. We've got his beak. Just quickly put a bit of water on the back of the stamp. It'll just help it stick a second. There you go. Got that little character done. So we need 6 of these all in total, so let me just get another one. And then last one. There we go. So I'll just quickly move these inky stamps out of the way. So I'm not going to use the black bits today, but we could always do this in reverse and do a white photo strip and use these to piece into the black bits. As you can see, it would work exactly the same, but in reverse. And I think that might look quite nice as well if you use a white ink and maybe emboss it to give it a different effect. But for today, we're not going to be using those, so I'll keep them to another time. And what I'm going to do with these, just quickly, give them a nice bright background colour. So we'll start off with this one. I'm just going to just fill this in. You could watercolour these as well, but just for speed, I thought I'd do Copics on this occasion. Could even use your pencil crayons if you've got those. So that's that one. And this one's going to be a purple beak. There's really no rules with this. You could use whatever colours you want to, but I'm just trying to keep them primary colours vibrant. Just put a little bit more depth in. Okay, that's one done. Let's go for a nice bright blue now. So really quick, you can spend as much time on these as you want to, but I appreciate you joining me today. I don't want to keep you all day. So I'm just going to go over that, just make it a bit bolder. Do his finials in the same green. Let's go for a bright yellow on this one. And there's no rule, so we're going to have a bright pink dinosaur. The brighter the better. And we'll team that up with like a darker purple tummy. This one's one of my favourite characters. I think he's got such a cheeky face. Give him a pink background. I'd normally let my ink dry a little bit longer as well, so it sometimes bleeds a bit with the alcohol markers, but I think we're doing all right with this today. Let's have a purpley background. You could even do this with like one dinosaur and have them looking all different ways at the camera. That'd look quite nice. Just do underneath. Nearly there. He is an Elizabeth, he is a cheeky chappy. I think they're all a little bit mischievous though by the looks of them, I've got to be honest. And on to the last one. Let's give this a green background. On my next set, crocodiles. No. They're not. I think you're going to like the next set though, because there's more items that you can make scenes with. There's a clue for you. So I think you'll have a little bit more scope with them. So I'm going to use this light grey just to take this edge off, this shell. Don't need to put any more than that. And then I think we're going to have a blue dinosaur. I like that you're all guessing though, it's good. Right, I'm happy with those, so we've got all those. I'm just going to put my Copic markers out the way. Okay, so what I've got now is a white DL card. I've chosen this because I think it's a really good shape for this card. I'm going to simply stick this towards the top now, and I don't care if it overhangs, I'm just going to trim that off anyway. So I'll use my tape runner for this. We'll just go down again. So right towards the top, give that a good push down. And then what I'm going to do is just trim off these overhanging bits here. I'm going to use scissors just because there's a lot of card to go through my little trimmer. There we go. So we've got a nice kind of background there. I'm now going to get some of my sticky buds. And we're going to put these back into the apertures that we've got. So I think we should have this one at the end because it looks like he's forgot to come into the shot. Stick him on there. Put some buds on ready, look. So I think we'll have green one there. Yellow one there. So you can see how this die really frames these characters. So I've got that, and then I've got to finish it off a sentiment from an old collection I've got. I can't even remember where it's from. I'm going to cut this out in a bright colour and also in black. So I'll just get my cutting board. So I think I'm using some of the glitter card that Tony sells. It's really good stuff this for die cutting. It don't shed and it don't clog your dies up. So I do use it a lot. So Kirsty says, do the new stamps live above or underwater? I'd say that they all live above water. There's mine's maybe not animals. Let's get those little bits out. So I've printed that in there. I'm just going to cut it again in. I've got some like black paper just because I don't think it needs to be card for this second run. It's only going to be like a drop shadow behind this card, so. The suspense is killing you, is it, Kirsty? Not much longer, I promise. It's worth the wait, guarantee it. The one thing I would say is they've all got cheeky faces like the dinosaurs, that's good. So I've just cut that out in the black paper. Let's move that to one side. I'm just going to use this as like a shadow to bring out that sentiment a little bit more. Let's put that light. Put a bit more. There you go. And I'm going to put some glue on the back of that now. I'm going to stick that down there. Make sure that's grabbed. And there you go. That's the second card, so I'll just swing that around for you. Ooh. I'll leave that there. So you can see they're really bright, colourful. You could do whatever you want in those tiles. You could even put photographs in your family. I think it'd be just a really good, easy card to make. And to be honest, it's such a different die as well from Stamps by Me. I loved it as soon as I saw it. Very versatile. And there we have it. So we've made some lovely cards today. Let's put that one there and that one there. So there's the two that we made. I don't think you'd struggle with any of those, and I'm sure you could use what you've got at home to actually make these two projects. So thank you for joining me. If you haven't already, just subscribe to the actual AVAGO channel, and then you'll get all the notifications when we do go live. And you'll also get to find out sneak peeks faster than anybody else, won't you? Which is exciting. So that's really good. And then the other thing is make sure you leave a comment as well for your chance to win a prize. And I've got the prize here actually. So the prize is going to be a set of stamps. I want to give you this set of stamps here. And it's the one with the big roar eye, means I love you. And it does come with the dies as well. So you'll be able to get your dinosaur crafting on whoever wins this next week, and I'll announce this next week. But that's it from me today. Thank you very much for joining me. And hopefully see you next week at 1 o'clock the same time. Thank you very much. See you later. Bye.